Welcome back to Gundam HQ. Today we're going to be talking about a playable character in the Gundam Extreme Versus series of games, specifically one from Iron-Blooded Orphans, which was first included back in 2015's Gundam Extreme Versus Force, a game released exclusively on the PS Vita. But after that first appearance, it was never seen again in the entire EXVS series, and possibly for good reason. But I'll leave that conclusion to you. But before we unravel that mystery and discover this missing character, I want to take a moment of your time to talk to you about one of my all-time favorite mobile suits. And if you've seen my past videos, you might just recognize it. That mobile suit is the GAT X370. Raid Shadow Legends is one of the most popular mobile games ever released. And I'm almost positive I'm not the first person you've heard that from. And that's because this turn-based mobile game is jam-packed with a variety of unique champions you can use to form your perfect team to mow down the competition in both PvE and PvP combat in the arena, which pits your team against thousands of other players who are trying to rise through the ranks just like you. And the best part is, you can do it on the go pretty much anywhere you can think of. And now is a great time to get started with the highly anticipated Season 1 of the Battle Pass, which is a great way to earn free energy refills, upgraded artifact sets, gems, and new epic and legendary champions just by doing daily and weekly challenges. If you've considered trying out Raid Shadow Legends on mobile but haven't gotten around to it, now's the time. Make sure to click the link in the description to play Raid Shadow Legends today. Thank you so much to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel during this tough time. But I'm sure you're all still wondering what IBO character is missing. This mobile suit is the Barbatos, or the Barbatos depending on your translations, Form 1, piloted by Mikazuki August. A mobile suit that only appeared once in Gundam Extreme Versus Force. A number of complications made this character easy to forget, or easy to pass over without even realizing you did. For starters, Force was a Vita exclusive, and was released while the Vita was on its deathbed. Force's mediocre reception didn't help either. And on top of that, Form 1 and Form 4, which also debuted in this game, as well as Heine's Destiny Gundam, were all Day 1 bonus characters on a code provided in the game's case. Which means that even if you own this game, you still might not have had the chance to play these characters. It's important to note that Form 1 and Form 4 were the first ever appearance of IBO characters in a Versus game. Form 4 would eventually be released in Maxi Boost and become a staple of the series. But Form 1 was forever left in the dust, never to see the light of day in a main series Versus title, making it a character truly exclusive to Gundam Extreme Versus Force. But under further examination, you start to see why it didn't get carried up as well. Form 1 and Form 4 don't have many, if any, differences gameplay-wise in terms of their movesets and Force. The main differences are in their appearances. Obviously, Form 1 and Form 4 have different levels of armor, but they also have different art for their character portraits. Form 4 comes with Mika in his Tekkadan coat, and then for his Force level up art, which functions similarly to the burst art in other games, he has his pilot suit. Form 1 goes with shirtless Mika all around, both in his pilot portrait as well as his Force level up art. In comparison, Form 4 in future games only uses Mika in his pilot suit for both his portrait and his burst. I personally prefer Mika's pilot suit overall, but I could understand why people might have a preference towards some of the other art provided in Force. I definitely really like the look of Mika's coat in Form 4. Make sure to let me know what you think about the art in the comments below, because I'm honestly really curious. And I'm sure fans who are more dedicated to IBO are going to have some more serious preferences one way or the other. But our story doesn't end just yet. When Form 4 was added to the main series of titles such as Maxi Boost On and Gundam Versus 2017, his moveset was changed pretty substantially, both in terms of adding new moves and changing the properties of existing ones. At this point, the roots of what were planted in Force are still noticeable, but Form 4 has changed and become a more fully structured character since. That leaves us with one question. Should the Form 1 ever come back? I'm sure that question is going to cause a divide in the comments section, and I'm not even sure how I feel yet. Clone characters aren't a new concept to the EXVS series. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what I mean by clone characters, I simply mean a character who borrows a lot of their moveset or identity from an already existing character. Examples in Maxi Boost On would include the Gundam MK2s. The Gundam MK2 with the backpack, otherwise known as the Super Gundam, is considered the original character, with the Gundam MK2 Titans, piloted by Camille, and the Gundam MK2 Ayug, piloted by L, considered as clone characters because their base moveset and design are rooted in what the Super established. I think that if the Form 1 would ever come back, it would function best as a 1.5k cost clone of the already existing Form 4, which is currently listed at 2,000. They might also consider keeping the character closer to its Force iteration, or giving it new original moves that might better showcase its appearance in the show. Do I think Form 1 should come back though? That's a great question. I think at the end of the day, resources would be better spent making one of the other forms that might be able to bring something a little more unique to the table. Form 1 comes from the earliest part of the show, where it really doesn't have anything super unique about it that doesn't appear in later iterations. If I had to pick a form, excluding the Lupus and Lupus Rex, I'd have to pick either Form 3, which is one of my personal favorites, or the Form 6, which played a bigger role in the show, being used at the final confrontation of the first season. Plus, I think the Form 6 could be a little more unique with the Chainsaw Wrench Mace, which I always thought was an interesting tool. What are your thoughts about the Form 1, the playable IBO character everyone forgot? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content, which I'll be coming out with plenty of during my time being locked inside. And don't forget to try out Raid Shadow Legends on mobile or PC by clicking the link in the description. I'm eternally grateful to them for supporting the channel and helping me make content for all of you. Plus, the game is worth checking out in and of itself if you enjoy turn-based combat games. And let me know if you do, we might just have to make a clan or something. As always, thank you so much for watching, and this is Gundam HQ, signing off.